Hey everybody, it's Louie, and today we're going to be talking about free stuff. The simplest and freest way to stream with your Canon DSLR on today's NXTEK. Roll that intro. You heard that right. There's a free and easy way to stream with virtually any Canon EOS camera out there. We're of course talking about Canon's newly released EOS Webcam Utility Beta. And to get that running, all you're going to need is an internet connection, a functional camera, and the right USB cable to connect it to your PC, of course. In today's video, I'm going to show you step by step how to get it installed and working on your computer, talk about a couple of the features of this utility, talk about some of the downsides of this utility, and why I think SparkoCam is still the better choice. Now, originally this was going to be part of my previous video, however I decided to leave it out for a couple of good reasons. First, that video was already getting way too long. Second, at that point I had just heard about the existence of this software and it didn't feel right to be talking about something I knew nothing about. And third, originally Canon said this was going to be supported on only a very few select cameras, but thankfully this didn't turn out to be the case. At any rate, I ignored the utility until I saw some pretty spicy comments online saying that this basically works for any Canon camera out at the moment, at which point I immediately got on Canon's website and downloaded the hell out of that software. So step by step, here we go. First, make sure your camera battery is charged and you have a spare handy for long streams. Something that I've learned over the years as a professional photographer is that 2 is 1 and 1 is none. Always have a spare handy, you never know when you're gonna need it. While you're at it, make sure that you have the right USB cable to connect your camera to your PC. More than likely, it's going to be a mini USB cable, but for some newer cameras, it may be a USB Type-C cable. Now head on over to Canon's webpage for the Webcam Utility Beta. I've linked this down below, so just make sure to check the description and it'll be there. When you get to the website, you'll be greeted by this splash page and some installation or download instructions. Take note of that, but ignore this list of supposedly compatible cameras that Canon's put up on this website. Now I reckon all these software just goes to the same EOS Webcam Utility download, but what I did is I picked the camera closest to the one that I'm currently using, which is an EOS 70D. So I went ahead and clicked on the EOS 77D link here. Click that and it'll take you to the drivers and downloads page of that specific camera. Now you want to go ahead and scroll down under software. Just make sure you have the right operating system selected here. One thing of importance to note is that this seems to be a Windows only software for now. I haven't been able to find a Mac version, but if I do, I will link that in the video description down below. Now, go ahead and click select, hit download, and once that's done, just exit out of that. You want to go ahead and click EOS Webcam Utility, and you want to unpack this to your desktop or somewhere that you can easily locate it. Now, I've already gone ahead and installed this software before, so you're gonna have to do the next couple of steps by yourself. Start it up and make sure you mash next until it's finished, and at which point it's going to ask you to reboot your computer, and just do so. Once you're done restarting that computer, you're basically good to go. At that point, all you need to do is make sure that your camera is in video mode, connect the camera to the PC with a USB cable, and lastly, you're going to want to add it into your streaming software of choice. In my case, it's OBS Studio, and add it as a video capture device. So for those of you who aren't familiar, this is the software that I use to record. It's called OBS Studio, and at this point, all you need to do is just add it as a video capture device. Now, it's gonna spaz out for a little bit, but you are going to get your feed. There we are, man. And there we have it, a video stream coming from our Canon DSLR straight into our PC. No additional hardware necessary and all done through USB. what I've found is that this seems to work with almost any Canon camera. I've tried a 70D, which is what I'm recording on right now. I've previously tried a 6D and a 7D, and they all seem to work just fine. And the quality is not that bad. It's definitely usable enough for live streams or for online meetings or conferences or anything like that. Another good thing is that the camera settings are fully functional, meaning you can still adjust shutter speed, ISO, aperture, white balance, all these things that you would need to have full control of your video. You can still do that, and there's no beating around the bush. It's free. Nothing beats the price of free, and Canon really did their users a solid by releasing this software, because God knows in this day and age of pandemic and quarantine, people need something to do. Of course, it's beta software. It's not all peaches and gravy. There are definitely some downsides. First of all, there's no way to control the camera from the computer, and by extension, there's no way for you to control the quality of the video stream because there is no app installed. It's only just the utility that allows the computer to capture the data stream that's coming from the camera and then feed it to your software of choice. Now, talking about that video feed, it is only a 1280 by 720 stream, but the quality, as you can tell, is not that bad, especially with the right lighting. And it is running at a full 30 frames per second, so theoretically it shouldn't be stuttery or juddery. Sharpness does take a little bit of a hit, but that's just down to the resolution being downgraded so much. Now, the first time I tried to run this software, I actually encountered some issues trying to get the video to come through. And what I found is that if you're having those kinds of problems where the video feed isn't coming on, what you want to make sure is that you want to exit out anything like SparkoCam or Canon's own EOS Utility, or anything related to a photo booth or live viewing software that's currently on your computer. Make sure that they're all closed out to ensure that no other software is trying to compete with the webcam utility's access to the camera. Okay, once you've done that, you want to go ahead and restart OBS or your streaming software of choice, and then you should be okay. Okay, so like I mentioned earlier, this is definitely a step in the right direction for Canon. However, real talk time, I still think SparkoCam is a better choice for this particular purpose. Functionality wise, webcam utility is very bare bones. There's no app, there's no additional controls. What you see is what you get. Particularly the lack of manual control on the PC is a little bit of a deal breaker for me, just because I find it so useful to be able to make those adjustments on the computer. The additional effects from SparkoCam alone, the ability to change saturation, sharpness in SparkoCam itself, is already a big deal. SparkoCam also has some built-in features that give you better quality right off the bat, like a built-in upscaler that allows you to take the existing 1280 by 720 stream and turn that into a 1920 by 1080 stream, or more commonly known as Full HD. Just that alone makes the quality coming out of SparkoCam that much better than the one that we're getting from EOS Webcam Utility. In terms of image quality, I will be doing a full comparison video in the future, so make sure you subscribe so that you'll be notified when that video comes out. But at face value, it seems like SparkoCam's output is a little bit sharper, a little bit more detailed, and I notice a little bit less stutter when it comes to SparkoCam's feed. Now, the biggest sticking point for most people will be price, and let's be real, nothing can beat the price of free. And in this case, for someone who literally just wants to start fooling around with video games and streaming that stuff online on Facebook or Twitch or whatever, the value proposition being offered here by the webcam utility from Canon is insane. It allows you to have pretty good quality for basically nothing. With that said, I still feel like SparkoCam is worth the $50 I spent on it, if only because of the full manual controls, the versatility of the software, and the overall better image quality. But hey, free is free, and the Canon EOS Webcam Utility is free. Well, that's it for today's video. Thanks so much for tuning in. If this helped you out in any way, or if you still have additional questions or comments about how to get this to work on your computer, make sure to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Also, hit that like button. It's for science. And if you're feeling generous, hit that subscribe button. While you're there, hit that notification bell. It's pretty close. You just gotta click it and click it. Thanks. Bye.